Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. I'm Matt. Have you free for you all here on, excuse my lack of ability to pronounce French, Sant Emer Iglis, found in the workshop. Anyway, let's go through the players. It's on the Eastern Front today, so I guess it's not Sant Emer Iglis, it's somewhere else, probably in Poland. We have a ranged Karma here with Fallschirmjäger Division for the Wehrmacht. We have Maverick as Sturm Tactics for the Waffen-SS. And Soso also as the Waffen-SS, without a commander yet. Representing the Soviets. Oh, it looks like there's no boundary here. That's weird. We have Smokey playing as the Motostrelki for the Soviets, obviously. Clarence also as the Soviets, without a commander. And Chewie as Shock Division for the Soviet Union. Be fascinating to see. Let's see if anyone else has put commanders. Yep, Soso has gone for Volkssturm, so propaganda tactics. But I guess this is somewhere in Germany then, not Poland. As I'm not sure the Volkssturm were deployed to Poland. Usually they were first really deployed when the Allies and the Soviets got very close to Germany, like near the borders and such. But I'm not an expert on that, so I'm not sure where the Volkssturm were deployed all the time. Looks like the Storm Pioneers gonna engage with the Sappers here soon, but there's a side blocker in the way. Looks like most of this serves as side blockers. There we go, first shots are fired. And the Storm Pioneers gonna win that engagement handily. As that Sturmgewehr. That would have to get out there and are not going to make it. They get cut down very quickly. Clarence has to pick a commander, I feel. So it's spreading out. Looks like we have some Sappers engaging with the Storm Pioneers up here. Sappers not going to be the most optimal of combat units early on. I'm just going inside the buildings there. But the Soviets need to move up and secure on the ground. Apparently Chewie Sings also has balls for pushing up very far. I guess because Chewie is very good at being aggressive early with their units. And Soviets can really overwhelm one early if they're not prepared. We have a lot of conscripts on the southern flank here. Against the Fallschirm Pioneers, so I guess we have lots of elements of the Luftwaffe. Ground forces here in the field to supplement against the advancing Soviets. We'll see the Luftwaffe units being utilized. They are a cheaper unit you can get. Molotov coming our way though. Not looking good for the Luftwaffe troops. You have to keep at range and use cover. And now we have the... Oh, we have the Fontoviki getting some good shots on that Storm Pioneer. And we have some conscripts coming up as well. Fontoviki pulling back. Doom Grenadiers is still getting some long range shots in. Conscripts and Sappers slowly being pushed back here. We have a flank come from the Storm Grenadiers. Grenade coming out here from the Fallschirm Pioneers. And then getting inside the building here to get some flanking shots. And now house-to-house fighting. Which I think is in the Germans' favor most of the time in this case, because of the Soviets only using conscripts. But they actually get some good shots in with their squad leaders PPSH here. And also more no, there's a Fontoviki arriving. There's some actual Jägers arriving, good to see. Some Luftwaffe ground force with armed with Gewehr 43s. That's actually really good in this environment. So good for like urban combat. And you don't actually need to get the first infantry building to get them. So it's cool to see. Super is moving on the center here. Broken Splinter Grenade, Molotov in their way. But conscripts have been pushed back again. But the Soviets getting more and more units spread around. Conscripts are in trouble here, lots of Volkssturm. That's a dead conscript. There he goes. We have a Dushka arriving here for the Soviet Union. Manned by some shock troopers.
Officer is awaiting orders.
Let's see. Oh, we also have a Stabsfeldwebel arriving here, an officer of the Luftwaffe. A unique officer you can get by, I believe, infiltrating him. And here's the Jägers, armed entirely with Gewehr 43s as their basic weapon. And I think their squad leader has a Sturmgewehr. Yeah, you can see him right there. So these are actually really good in this kind of environment. I think this unit is very underappreciated. People just go for the Fallschirmjägers immediately when you can, rather than going for the normal Jägers. But like the Jägers here are actually really good. As a basic infantry you can use if you're playing as Luftwaffe. You don't actually need to use Fallschirmjägers if you want to get a little bit more of a cheaper unit. Because the Jägers will do pretty good in most of the situations, I feel. They just offer a different playstyle, I think. Stabsfeldwebel trying to push up here with his Fallschirmjäger bodyguard. And here comes the first Jägers. armed with the Gewehr 43s, but he needs to get to an area with cover. Frontoviki are very hard to come up on, though, on the open. There we go, some cover for the Jägers.
Soldiers are trained to advance rapidly.
Here comes more Jägers. Need to get into a position where they can utilize their Gewehrs. Well, I feel as Frontoviki actually don't want to be in that situation, because that's a lot of rifle fire coming their way. We also have some folks pushing up. They're going to engage with the sappers. If the sappers actually stood up there and fired, I think they could actually beat them. That's very hard to judge. Oh, flamethrower on the Frontoviki. Ooh. That's a unique upgrade if you're playing a shock, by the way. Jaeger's going to start the build, but that's a lot of rifle fire coming their way. More Jaeger's pushing up with the Gewehrs. And the Gewehrs are getting kills very fast, but the Soviets get a Molotov off. Both Jaegers can just pull back quickly. They can also set up a camp, I believe, to reinforce from. They don't actually have to fall all the way back to base. Armored car running for the Soviet Union. Dushka in the center here. But there's an MG-34 manned by some stormtroopers. Foxstorm trying to secure the fields here. Dushka and MG-08 having a standoff. Okay. I guess the Germans now have the primitive machine gun. Something like we have a lot of house-to-house fighting still. Oh, we have a Funkfeuer come up, but I don't think the Jägers can reinforce, but only the Fallschirmjägers can. So I think they're gonna set an HQ here. I think that's indeed what they're aiming for. Oh, a grenade there on the Stabsfeldwebel. He gets out. Yeah, there we go, HQ. That's gonna allow the Germans to hold that onto that area pretty well. Armor car pushing through here with the flamethrower. Oh, they're actually threatening that forward HQ. They dealt with the machine gun. Oh, anti-tank rifle grenade missed. That's a dead storm grenade here, I think. Don't underestimate this little clown car. It can be very effective. Ooh, looks like it's going for a full-on drive-by. No, is it going to focus on that thing? Only the flamethrower can damage it, I think. Oh, we also have some Sturm Pioneers coming down there to support, but that's a dead Sturm Pioneer, I think. That's a tank rifle. No, that's a Panzerfaust. Doesn't go off. Because they placed the side. Doesn't manage to get it off. And we have a lot of fighting going on still in the southern flank here. This armored car has actually done a lot of work for the Germans. It's clearing out a lot of the German defenses. Well, a lot of work for the Soviets, I mean. And my voice keeps jumping between the two. I just need to focus a little bit more. Oh, we have partisans, Belarusians. That's a unique unit available to Strelki. We barely see them utilized though. And are very good for well, direct fighting. As you would expect, they are partisans. I am glad to see all the full Fallschirmjäger units, well, Luftwaffe units, not Fallschirmjägers, just Luftwaffe ground forces. I appreciate seeing them. I shame they don't have a unique model though. This armored car is still just wreaking havoc on the Germans, oh god. They want to get rid of it somehow, but it's not going to be easy. Might have to move up to try and secure the other flank now. But it's actually diverted some Volksturm to try and supplement. We also have the Soviet naval forces here. Naval infantry, which is the unique unit as a colony able to shock. Very cool to see them. Always appreciate seeing battle groups, as you know. Ooh, I think we might have a flank going up to happen here. Yeah, double clown car. That might be dangerous for the Germans. I don't think they're prepared for it. Naval units are trying to get some shots in here into Volksturm. Try to throw a grenade. Naval infantry will just get behind cover there. And on the southern flank, the Luftwaffe forces are still pushing up. They give air 43s. They're fighting a lot for this. So we also have some Fallschirmjägers infiltrated. That's one thing you can do with them. You can infiltrate them from ambient buildings. They're very good in urban environments because of that. You can just pop them in during a battle. Be like, oh yeah, we've actually been here all along. So the Soviets set up an HQ down here. Need to see how well that turns out for them. It's going to be a little bit different to hold that position. You know, the armored cars cleared up the flank up here. Completely missed that. I'm sorry. Very hard to keep a track of everything. Let's see if this Volksturm can kill it. Looks like they might. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Not good for the Soviets right there. Looks like they lost both half-tracks at this point. But they've actually managed to clear a lot of area. You now have PBSH and Tommy guns on the nailed infantry there, make them very good at assaulting. Artillery going in on one of the German forward bases. Also, they have some mortar strike here. Oh, that means you have 2 mortar strike? You have 2 mortar strike. Okay, 2 mortar strikes against shock. That's a very good mix. But armored car down. We have a Valentine arriving here the southern flank. We have the 2-2 here to support. I don't think the Luftwaffe can deal with a Valentine yet. I don't think they're geared for it. They do a Panzerfaust if it gets too close, but that's about it. Valentine can still get shots in. Good high explosive right there. Fallschirmjäger are trying to get a Panzerfaust off. And they do. Takes out the Valentine. So it looks like Luftwaffe has to regroup a little bit. The 2-2 can move up safely again, I think. So now we have a lot of fighting still. And over the northern flank, the Soviets still pushing up. Looks like we got the MG08. And while the Volkssturm is not lasting too long, we do have some Mthis as veterans. Unique elite squad that can get on the field. Only 1 on the field at a time, though. Should be equipped with scopes to give us. Need to get into a good cover position like that. But they all benefit from the cover. I do think they'll win that long-range engagement, though. Oh, we have a mortar arriving very close to the front line. Probably not a good idea with the Germans inside the church. So the 2's preparing to go up here. So it's lacking in stuff to destroy it. That mortar strike might be in trouble. We have a Syscon arriving, but it's taking a while. The Germans are being very aggressive here, using more Sturmgewehrs. Fighting in this little graveyard. I think it's a graveyard anyway. Ooh, and that church can be shot from a lot of angles. And the Germans also holding up here with a Panzerjäger inside as well. They're really going heavy on holding this little place. We also have T-70 arriving here for the Soviets. Not sure how long the Germans can hold that front line, because it's not being the easiest for them. The 2 went down to the southern flank here. Ooh, yeah, that's a dead Stabsverbel. But the Luftwaffe Jägers are still in the field here, armed with MP40s and an MG15, I think. It's actually getting a unique model in Company Pierce 3. So the Luftwaffe can actually utilize their machine gun. Well, visually. We also have a black half-track, trying to get some shots in on the T-70. Ooh, not really penetrating at the moment. It is using APCR, but the T-70 is very high front armor for a light tank. So don't underestimate the front armor of the T-70. Oh, yeah, and the double Panzer is not going to help now that the naval infantry is preparing to push up. Fallschirmjägers are fighting down here. And now we switch over to Fallschirmjägers evidently, which is are very good infantry. They're just very costly. I still think the Jägers could just serve just as well, but that's just my opinion. Use what you want to use, and I do appreciate to see them. They are, after all, doctrinal. They're very good at their job. Like, don't do what I say all the time. Like, play what you want. Oh! Marshall hits them though! Oh my god, that's terrible. Anyway, play what you want to play. Don't listen to me all the time. I'm just voicing my own opinion. Ooh, Sturmgewehrs inside the church there. Ooh, and the naval infantry are almost dead too. Oh, they do have one up here taking this little marsh area. Interesting. Looks like the Volkssturm has set their base back here, but I'm not sure how long that'll stay safe. Veterans are moving around. They might be able to snipe this naval infantry. Oh, I think the Dushka is taking the fire though. Yes, I think this naval infantry might get away safely. Nice. More Luftwaffe assault team moving around, securing the point. They're very threatening to the southern point here. The Soviets are losing a lot of manpower down here. And with the FT-42s, they're going to be very scary. Very good weapon, by the way. But the heavy cover is protecting the Fonzaviki, but now there's a Maxim coming up as well. I think this might be a little bit too much even for these Fallschirmjägers to deal with. Especially when the Maxim starts ripping. Oh, they shot the gunner of it! He needs to focus those conscripts, they're getting close. Yeah, now they focus them down. You can see how quick they mow down the squad. Oh, but that Maxim is still getting shots in. Oh, and now they're dropping models. And as they drop models, they lose their lethality. You see some Jaegers coming up now. On the northern flank, the Soviets pushing them aggressively. They're completely threatening the Volkssturm's flank. D70 and Krautmoor moving up. Also, we have a truck behind to allow reinforcement. Oh, the Volkssturm can get close to use the Panzerfaust due to Krautmoor. And we also have the naval to prevent them from getting close as well. That's very good play here from the Soviets. Oh, they're throwing AT grenade on the base. Almost killing it. One flash, you almost cleared them too, but they still have a truck that can reinforce from. And the HQ is down, so I think the Germans have lost this flank unless they can pull something up their ass. I don't think that's going to be possible right now. Yeah, the Krautmoor just completely evaporates those poor Volkssturm. No shells going in here from the Valentine, probably to buy some time. Oh, because the Germans have grabbed the Sis. Got it. In the center we also have a... Oh, we have the M15. An American Lend-Lease autocannon, I believe, with double 50 caliber. That's an AA weapon. Has the gun pointed backwards, which is the very unique thing about it. Can also be used very well against infantry and light vehicles. Ooh. Yeah, those Sturm Pioneers getting shot. A great assault going into the church. You have to get back though. Oh, the Sturm Pioneers might die. Ooh, will they die here? Ah, looks like they do make it. Ooh, that was close. That's actually really close. And now the Soviets also threatening the fuel point, so the Germans are losing a lot of ground. We do have a Puma up here, which could be the correct choice. You can see how it does. Oh, it missed! But so did the T-70. Oh, it didn't penetrate because the frontal armor of the T-70 is actually very high. So the Germans are still holding down here in the center. Germans have pushed back, has fall back a little bit slightly in the south. The Luftwaffe troops have done a good job. Artillery going in on the forward Soviet base. That's gonna work. So more naval to call in, good to see. But the Soviets have threatened a lot. Looks like the veterans on the flank here with some Panzerjägers. There's only one window on that side of the building. They cannot be retaliated easily. Big mortar strike here. Looks like the Germans will be completely neutered in the center. So let's keep pushing up. They even have a lieutenant ready. When the Sis shots keeps flying into, I like to see it. Very good play. And now the Soviets are digging in right outside the German base. Krautmoor is being very brave here. Especially with the Panzerjäger inside. Or Volkssturm and Panzerjägers coming out here. Excuse me. Boom up again. They want to get a shot on that E-70, I think. Oh no, it's hitting the bunker. That actually also makes sense. Oh, Panzer! Büchse got a good shot in though. Not Panzer because I mean PTIS. T-70 is getting close. And Panzer could line up this rocket there. That's the C-70. At least that's something the Germans to utilize, but this Krautmoor is still causing issues. New 48 HQs are here by the Soviets. So they intend to lead the operation from here. Where's the other naval infantry? Also they're back here. The Volkssturm is definitely not having a good job here. You know, the center, the Soviets also pushing up. The Fallschirmjägers have been diverted here to try and help, but I don't think it's going to work against this Valentine. We do have a Stuk G. It's trying to get close there, but that might be risky. Although there's happens to have any AT equipment. But the Valentine has a good chance to penetrate if it gets close. There's also low HVAP. Doesn't penetrate though. Stuk gets in one shot. Good to see a Stuk though after the Stuk rework. I think it's a lot cheaper now, so it's worth getting. Not a lot cheaper, but that's actually quite substantial, fuel-wise. Quite substantial. The frontal armor was pretty decent, 840. Not to be underestimated at all. It is supposed to be the most used and produced German fighting vehicle, to my understanding. It's been equipped with an MG42 to allow it to operate better against infantry. So there's that Sis gun nearby, but it's good to see Stuks. There's probably need to rely a little bit more on them if they can get them. Because it's not bad at all. Naval infantry slowly pushing the Germans further and further back. Inserts into their submachine guns. And one guy with a bolt action. I don't think they use them most in Nagant actually. The naval infantry. They use something else, I just don't know what. Stuk is doing its best here with his machine gun now. Oh, it looks like some of the Jaegers dropped their weapon. That's not good. Fashion Pioneers could pick it up though. It's an MG15. Drop more naval infantry preparing for another push. Someone must grab the Panzerstreck off the ground. We do have a Panzer 4J arriving here for the propaganda tactics. So it's not lacking in most AT equipment over there. I don't think these two... Oh, they actually managed to suppress them and got a rifle blade off. Almost killing them. Very smart. Here comes the crowd mower. Oh, Cisco good shot in the Stuk. We got to back off. Oh, it gets shot up though. Cisco did a very good job there. We also have a Rakettenwerfer here arriving for the Luftwaffe. Firing an 8.8cm rocket. Panzer 4J can easily destroy the half-track. There we go. More Fallschirmjägers moving around here. Oh, now the naval is just going to be facing off against the Luftwaffe. Another fight we see every day, I guess. Members of the Red Navy fighting against the German Air Force's ground troops. There's some Sturm Grenadiers coming up here. They are caught in the crossfire. Life goes out though. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Luftwaffe is now flanking. That's a dead naval lift too, I think. Yeah, because these guys are armed with Gewehr 43s because they're an assault group. And they could steal that. Oh, 8C grenade on the Panzer 4J up here. So they got the Panzer off the ground. We have a Katusha now firing too. Panzer 4J has to pull back for repairs, but it does survive by looks of it. Plus we have some stormtroopers going to be arriving for the propaganda tactics. And the service on the southern flank are not really doing much for building up a tank force. But they're actually pushing up here with their tanks. Using some tank riders as well. We have half-track going down there, but the conscripts pushing up aggressively. I don't think the Sturm Grenadier is going to want to stay there. Yeah, they're falling back. But the service is just pushing up aggressively. Oh, now the Luftwaffe is in here. That's going to be very hard not to deal with. Lots of Panzerstrecks. Ooh, that T-54 is firing a high explosive. Oh, it only hits the wall! That's some lucky Fallschirmjägers. Savas moving close here. They're gonna try and... Oh, they don't have a satchel charge. They don't have a flamethrower, but they're getting some good flanking shots on those Sturm Pioneers that are not focused. But the Sturm Pioneers changed focus and almost mowed them down. They actually do mow them down. Why the fight down here in town? Well, conscripts also coming out of the flank. Urban combat at its worst right here, I guess. Ooh, this building is also getting some shots in. That T-34 is kind of stuck, but it looks like the conscripts can repair now if they want. Rockets are missing. We have some naval rider, some naval to now ride in the T-34s. Who can the Germans hold out against this though? We have the Panzer 4J ready. Yeah, pushing up, but here comes the more T-34s. So it's actually about HQ here. Very forward HQ. T-34's gonna get shot there.
The enemy has destroyed one of our
T-34's moving around. They believe she's disembarking so they can get shots out. Well, easier shots. And yeah, you don't want to be in a fight with the naval infantry up close.
anti-tank gun is ready for action.
Well, that's a lot of panzer trucks going for that building. The southern flank, we had some kind of big explosion, I think. Oh, T-34's being prepared here. That's for J moving up. Panzer's going out here to try and deal with it. And he manages it with the AT grenade, forcing the vehicle back.
The ultimate sacrifice.
So start losing some units everywhere else. They still hold the field point though, so that's a very big deal. The Germans cannot really take it back by the looks of it. Well, there's actually no real AT here. There's only the Dushka. Emplacement, that is. You have some Stormtroopers now for the propaganda tactics, working alongside some Panzerjägers. So it's like a hit team. He's moving around. We have the Red Air Force flying overhead. As the Soviets push down here. E-44, Valentine, and M-Cha. Captured Siscon is getting some shots in. How long will it last though? Oh no, Petrus is gonna get killed here. There we go. Crew's dead. T-54's actually ramming the thing. Our ram runs out. You have a Panzerschreck on this Jäger. But they get shut up. They're trying to shoot it out in the open while under fire. It's not going to work. You just get mowed down, as you can see. How the Soviets just advance. Showing the tenacity of the Soviet Union. Panzer H is now threatened. They're trying to set a demo charge? That didn't really work, but I guess they did set it up. Recording of turn around and kills the M-Chat.
We are suffering losses.
Yeah, well, this part of the flank, they're still fighting. That's for J pushing up against the naval infantry, the T-34s. Looks like something else died down here. Yeah, Valentine died. But the Germans have lost a lot of units, and the Soviets are still arriving. Till Panzer preparing to move. But there are Soviets on the flank, including a tank hunter. Using a captured Panzerfaust. Almost killing that Panzer IV, forcing it back. T-34 is struggling against the J.
All of our troops have been lost.
And Germans keep moving around with their troops. Until they've been called in. Not sure from where. Also a push down here. T-34 got shut up by the Panzer IV-H. So the H will be able to survive this. And most on the Fonzaviki as well. I'm pretty sure. There we go. Yeah, this T-34 keeps pushing up here. We also have the Zappers nearby. Throwing grenades around. Actually kills the Panzerjäger there with that grenade. Dushka with body armor also holding up over here. So little M-Chest trying to drive up the road, but there's like a Kettenwerfer trying to hold them at bay. Getting killed off there. But yeah, the M-Chair is a pretty good vehicle. It's a Sherman Lend-Lease that the motorized commander can get. Surprisingly handy, because the Sherman is just a... Oh! There's a mine. But mine didn't do anything. So I guess the mine bug has not been fixed yet. Because I read in the patch notes that mine accuracy was increased, but apparently that did not work on the Sherman there. More fighting going on over here. Oh, Germans are trying to make a push for the fuel. It'd be nice to get the fuel there. Siscon has arrived though, but the Dushka gun has been taken out. That's an opening the Germans were needing. They need to push their infantry up. Because they need that fuel. Siscon kill the guy. Explosive loader here on the Puma kills the AT team. Dushka trying to set up here to deal with the Puma soon, I imagine. The Germans are securing the point. We do have a T-34 up there to get prepared. This gun completely destroyed. And Germans now had their fuel again. That's definitely going to help them. If they're pushing up here. Probably doesn't want to fight at J frontally, but it might work. Ooh. Oh, J was switching to AP shells, but it didn't really matter. Panzerfaust killed it. I'm still trying to fight in this part of the town. We have a lot of fighting going on here. The two opening fire. As you can see, rockets now do a lot of wide stun range instead. That's J trying to go down here. Doesn't spot anything. Oop. Those were some flashing because I tried to flank around, but they got caught here by the Sherman and some other units. Might be that Fallschirmjäger. Yeah, and they dropped the Panzerschreck. Panzer J being assaulted up here. And so much fighting down here. Panzer J arriving here again from the Luftwaffe. It's the same one. Panzer J holding back the Soviet naval infantry and a lot of Soviet officers running around behind. We're trying to find an opening where they can be useful. Oh, this truck might have to pull back. That's not a German infantry is getting close to it. Yeah, they're gonna kill the crew here shortly. There it goes. Artillery being called in here by the Soviet lieutenant. I don't think that's gonna do much. Triple M has not been moved up here. Just light artillery, yeah. Soviet officers pulling back. M just now ripping into the road here with the machine guns. Send their guns to this J. A critical hit, but one shell did penetrate one of the Shermans. So it's still holding around here on a new Ford HQ they've set up. And here comes a lot more Soviet infantry. Ready to move in and die for their motherland, I guess. Panzerjäger's waiting. Get a good penetrating shot there, and that's a dead Sherman. Panzer's coming up behind. Also, we have quadruple Sturmgewehrs on the Stormtroopers, but they have to get out of there. That's a lot of Molotovs. You don't want to waste your Stormtroopers like that, they're very expensive. Oh, they do get him out. He needs to get back and reinforce immediately. Especially with all those Sturmgewehrs. That's a lot of munitions invested in one squad. Even if I'm pushing up here, but the Germans still have a tank nearby. Two tanks, actually. Here's the T-34. Gets killed. And the Soviet infantry is going to get cut down in the open. Yeah, they decide to retreat. Oh, but they can do any substantial damage there. Another MT holding up down here. Oh, Katyusha flying close range. Takes up one Panzer IV. Shot in return though. Also the rockets didn't do much. But those Sturm Grenadiers are gonna go down, I think. More Waffen SS infantry behind though. Zapper's down. That might be the Panzer IV. Yeah, there we go. Sherman gets it. They do have a Pak 40 back here. Ah, but the smoke is in the way from the wreck. It is switched to APCR, so it's ready for when the smoke clears. Explosive loaded. Almost kills the Pak crew. Elevator fire. Ah, but smoke shells land in! And it rams! It actually ran over them! Oh my god, that's wonderful! That's a wonderful use of a tank there. Yeah, we got that on camera. Meanwhile, Panzer IV pushing against the MJ here. MJ wins. But it's been immobilized. Uma is stuck back here. Panzer IV is keeping this road secure. Yeah, ramming is great. Like, it was cool to see a ram actually happen. Like, people forget that the Soviet tanks can ram, which is very unique ability. I don't think we rarely see it used though. Oh, they missed with that Panzerschreck. Anti-54 Panzer 4 got hit there by the Sherman shot. And tank hunters moving out here in the front. They want to try and kill with the Panzer first. But the tank backs off. More Katyusha rockets. Not the most accurate, but it is damaging if it hits something. Lots of Panzerjägers on the southern flank. And the Luftwaffe is kind of running low on troops, I think. And the Soviets to hold the fuel again up here. So the Germans are losing more and more ground. Need to see what happens next, I guess. Oh, we also have the Soviet airborne arriving. Arriving by truck. That's cool, that's another battle group. Oh, and they have an M10 Wolverine as a battle group? I did not know that, that's cool! I've never seen a Soviet M10! That's wonderful! And they arrive in jeeps. Or trucks. That's so cool! And there's so many little battle group stuff I don't know because I never see it. Oh, good shot there from the Panzer IV, killing that Sherman. Truck is facing fruit though with some kind of experimental technology. Oh, that's a howitzer shell. Yeah, so the Soviet shock army is a heavy howitzer. 152mm. Gonna be a lot of problems for the Germans to deal with. Airlift is being pushed back so slowly. M10 moving up down here. And let's follow the M10 for a bit when it gets into action. I love that we can see a Soviet M10. That's like so rare. Of course, there's a lot of Panzerjägers nearby, so this M10 is going to be questionable at best. And the Soviet airborne has not been unmanned yet from the jeeps. Oh, MCH's moving around though. This is like a huge Lend-Lease operation, isn't it? Like, I'm surprised about the sheer amount of Lend-Lease equipment. Just moving around. Oh, those Katyushas need to move a little bit because the Germans are nearby. And just making a move. M10 is in camouflage here.
Squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
Just summoning fire. Flying down road. Oh, hitting right in the Panzer IV. But it's not backing off. It's going for the Katyusha. That might be that Katyusha. And there it goes. Lost its crew.
Another vehicle has been lost in the
Oh, and they're off with so many AT weapons. They're going for the Katyushas. Katyushas have turned around. But now the Koskis are flanking around. Stormtroopers are inside here with the Sturmgewehr though. Destroying the wreck there so they cannot recruit it. Here comes all the conscripts throwing lots of Molotovs into the building. Killing the Stormtroopers. This Panzer IV is definitely dead. They're throwing AT grenades. Now the MCHs make their move. The Germans don't have enough AT here. M10 is still just sitting around. We might have to take a shot, but that's would be using its AP shells. And here they come around the corner. Molotovs going out though on the veterans. They are mowing them down though as they come around the corner. Ooh, and now the Sturmgrenadiers are only getting mowed down by the Shermans. Now the Stug G has arrived. Maverick is down to only one Storm Pioneer. But looking good there. Stug has to turn around quick. Those MCHs are flanking. Oh, it's not looking good here. Stuk has to quickly decide where he wants to be. Yeah, the Germans have lost a lot of terrain here. We do see the Tiger Ace called in from the propaganda tactics. Yeah, I think the Stuk might be in trouble. Trying to blitz out of there. One penetrating shell though. It does move fairly fast when it's in blitzkrieg mode. Germans are chasing it though. Oh, no penetration. Oh, no penetration again. Oh, it's dead. It's holding for a surprising amount of time thanks to its front armor. There it goes. Okay, the Tiger Ace is preparing to move though. They do have a KV-2 from the Soviet Union. I don't think KV-2 is the best choice against the Tiger, depending on who gets the first shot. That's for H also arriving on the southern flank there.
Prepare to execute. Target destroyed.
It's a 50 caliber. Like, of course the 50 caliber is powerful. The 45 is trying to flank. That's a lag of 80 to stop it. I think it should be cautious though, because it's knowing there's an opening for the KV-2 if it waits. Oh god. I think can get the shot. Oh, good shot there from both. I think the Tiger is gonna win simply because of reload rate. Yeah, there it goes. KV-2 down. And apparently the Soviets were very close to using close to pocket due to motor. Tiger has to pull back quick. Well, the Soviets the Germans are still holding on despite everything. Looks like the Soviet airborne has been pulled into the fight now. So the M10 went down. That's a shame. I missed it. That's only been decrewed. Stay safe, my little baby. Ooh, Fallschirmjägers are still holding on despite the rockets landing around them. Tiger is also being shot at. Oh, almost died to a rocket there. Also, we have the stolen MG08 holding up here now for the Soviets. Tiger has to pull back for repairs quickly. Oh, looks like the Germans might have found a Beutepanzer. And just needs to get it repaired. That could be a useful tool. Oh, the Germans moving around though. Germans are still trying to secure some territory. So we're calling in around the machine gun. It's going to be 12 centimeter. That's some pretty heavy artillery. Definitely going to force the MG08 back. Actually kills them. More Red Air Force flying overhead. So we're just at the edge of some big Soviet combined operation. When we have another battle group here. Another battle group, just some vehicles. SU-76 and 2 Shermans arriving here for the Soviet Union. So lots of equipment going in. Definitely a shocking Lend-Lease offensive, I'd say. Well, I'm not sure how Lend-Lease equipment was utilized in these numbers. Here's the Beutepanzer now, in German hands. Ooh, and Fallschirmjägers are suffering losses. I think they're being simply overrun at the moment, but the Germans have secured their fuel again. Tiger Ace is also prepared to move. And the Tiger Ace could make some ground again. Ooh, how is the shells landing among the Germans? MT4 too quick to try and rush up here to set up. Tiger Ace has to move quickly. He doesn't want to get hit. Yeah, it dodges it. Good for the Tiger Ace. And here's the Beutepanzer now trying to fight on. Not sure how easy it is for them to procure 50 caliber ammunition here. Here comes more Soviets though. Followed by immediately with a rocket barrage. And that's the Lend-Lease Sherman down. And building blocks on fire. And the Soviets keep pushing. There's so many Soviets. The battle line going out. And the Shermans are just pushing up here very rapidly. H is trying to hold them back. And here's another Emcha. So many Shermans. The Soviets keep pushing. I guess has to make some headway now because this Germans are not hold for much longer, I think. The southern flank is like completely collapsed. Arranged Karma has actually lost every single unit. In double Panzerjägers now just to try and hold up the front line, I guess. It's only the northern flank for the Germans that actually make some headway now, probably because they're both up there to support it. But now the Soviets are just encircling. So many Soviet forces are just moving up. They're actually able to threaten the German base now if they want to. So they're gonna. They do have the Panzerjägers nearby. Takes up one Sherman there. Don't underestimate a Panzerjäger in a very defensible position. That is moving. Looks like they found the howitzer. But they also took an 85 there. Another 85 nearby. Didn't penetrate. And here's another push of the Germans. Just bunching up. You generally don't want to do that, but I guess they don't really have much of a choice at the moment. So far it's working. Veterans trying to hold up here, but they are lacking AT equipment, I think. But now the north of the Soviet flank is actually vulnerable. The Germans are quickly spreading around their troops the best they can. They're trying to hunt down all those tanks with Panzerschrecks. With mass Panzerschreck assaults, apparently. Not easy to get close, though. Not easy at all. Katusha firing again. That's veterans are gonna go down. There we go. Katusha's firing around here. Oh, good choice. Because the Germans were all bunched up, that makes them a vulnerable target. More buildings are now on fire. Now this German's gonna try and hunt them down with the machine guns. And while the Tiger is just going kill after kill over there. Germans are still holding on. Guess the Soviets are just still building up for the final assault though to try and... Oh, they looks like they captured the M10 again. Good to see. Oh, M10 is flanking the Tigers! Oh, too late though. He's on 85 though, and the gun is not turned. Oh, got good penetration. It's gonna be too late, I think. Yeah, too late. Very good shot though. That's gonna force the Tigers to be off the field for a while. And well, the oh, Sherman took a good shot there from the Panzerjägers. The German base is still in jeopardy, I feel. So we just need to capitalize on it. Lots of German infantry bunched up here. Artillery call in here by the Katusha. Trying to aim for that Tiger. It's very inaccurate though. Now Germans could steal this howitzer, but I think they don't have the munitions to really just keep it firing at the moment. Because they lost their munitions point down here, which they are trying to take back. But the Soviets are still trying to hold on to it as well. Oh, good shot there from a Panzerschreck. I think the Fallschirmjägers might be able to push the conscript off it. And the Panzerjägers are actually working really well here. It's a good play here from the Germans. Especially in their vulnerable position at the moment. They're still trying to repair that Tiger as quick as they can. They knew that thing operational. We do see an Oberblitz quickly rushing up to help repair it. Russian paratroopers holding on up there. Smoke grenades going out. Looks like the Jeep is just sitting around as a decoy, I guess.
Fresh guards.
Don't you have the ability to pull? Yeah, you have the ability to pull them off. Or they can just retreat, my bad. Oh, looks like we have a Sherman there that's not gotten any repairs. And the Fallschirmjägers keep pushing up.
Lost one of our armored vehicles.
And the machine guns of the Sherman can still hold them at bay, though. In the other flank here, we have the Stormtroopers pushing up here with the Sturmgewehrs. Mowing down the nail wave out in the open somehow. Oh, because they were behind heavy cover. Okay. We'll see a Panzerwerfer arriving here for the Germans. So they are starting to get some equipment out. Another Panzer 4G arriving. M10 is still trying to get repaired. Come on, repair the engine on that thing. There we go. Another KV-2 is also driving up here. But I think the Tiger is going to be able to just play around with it. The Germans are securing a little bit of a front line again. Like a little bit of a counter-attack at work. So it's getting more and more armored vehicles. Another wave of T-44 riders coming in the northern flank. That's how the Soviets can just keep coming. The Tigers is going to be able to take them out one by one. Yes, the KV-2 and the Stormtroopers are not prepared for that. That's the Stormtrooper squad. And immediately the Tigers has to pull back to deal with that. They cannot risk getting flanked by that. Luftwaffe is still around. And the Red Air Force flies overhead again. Giving the Soviets very good ideas of where the Germans are. It's like a pack is in Soviet hands, but I don't think they can hold it. That was a very accurate shot. Is that a heavy artillery strike being called in? Oh, it is! The Capitan is calling in a very heavy artillery strike. And the Tigers is not moving. That's going to be 122 millimeters. Just rockets also landing around. Tigers are going to be moved now, though. Looks like it dodges it. It is suppressed, though, but here comes the Soviet tank swarm. One T-34 down, the T-34s need to keep driving. They're being halted by a traffic jam because of the wreck. Oh my god, that's not good. They're being taken out one by one at this point. Good idea with switching target. Oh! Looks like you're stuck on the howitzer. Ram going out. Didn't do enough though. Ooh, KV-2 also pushing up though. I think the Soviets need to disembark there. 18 minutes going out though. Tigers might go down. Oh, and Tigers goes down. Oh, that's a huge loss for the Germans. And that is how the Soviets can do it. Just overwhelming resilience and force and just throw it at the Germans until it all collapses. At heavy losses generally, as you can see. Soviet losses are generally very, very high. But the Soviets can just recuperate so fast. Oh, we have another M10. Nice, we have two M10s still out to the party. They've not seen any action though. At least not any action I've seen. Here comes more Germans, I mean. T-34 stabilizing pulled back for repairs. Just by bending its gun too much because of the charge. Katyusha firing again. Remember when they said Katyusha sucks? It actually seems to be doing a pretty good job. Oh, it got flanked though. Good job with those Fallschirmjägers. Is that a Maxim? Oh, that's an MT-34 in the Soviet hands. So we still have the upper hand map-wise, but the Germans are not out of it yet. The Tiger is a sacrifice that buy the Germans time to get more units on the field, including more Panzers, and having Panzers is very important to hold. That's another Panzer 480 rank for the Luftwaffe, though.
Ready for orders. Yes, comrade. What do you need?
So he's able to grab their howitzer again. But it's already being shot at by the... Not the Havsturmfyr? So it is. So it's actually a storm... Who's shooting? It is one of the Havsturmfyr's men, okay. But only one of them. Here comes the stormtroopers, they want to kill him. Oh, hits the machine gun team. It's gonna get decrewed here shortly. Just a few more bursts. And it's not looking good for the German stormtroopers. They're actually not able to hit it that well. I guess it does count as heavy cover on the front. There it goes. I think those stormtroopers might have to pull back. Also have munitions airdrops coming in from the Luftwaffe. It looks like Hermann Göring is finally listening to the pleas that the front line is needing some kind of support. Probably done doing his cocaine or heroin. We have another Panzer IV here arriving now. Oh, we have the M10 moving up. What's the M10 gonna do? Very cool to see that in Russian hands. There's not really many targets for it to fire at, though. It's not really good against the infantry. It's intended as an anti-tank weapon, after all. And they're not really moving around that well either. I guess it is an American vehicle, so they don't know how to use it. Good Katyusha shots again. It's doing some damage, but it's not as overwhelming as it used to be, which is fine. Panzer IV still present. On the T-34 on the southern flank now with some more conscript support. Good high explosive, but it didn't do much. But the fear of it forced the Fallschirmjägers back. On the 85 here and more conscript on the northern flank. Looks like Smokey is just applying conscript pressure everywhere, which is a good thing you can do in team games as the Soviets. Just have someone just apply pressure everywhere with manpower. Which if I got hit on the flank there. That's what they're aiming for. It's gonna get mowed down now. Oh, they got an AT going off. I suppose that works. Meanwhile, the Soviets also pushing up here. 85 take the shot. Doesn't penetrate. Another Tiger has arrived. That's the danger of fighting against propaganda. If the map will last long enough, you cannot capitalize on destroying the first, the Tiger Ace can return. Doesn't penetrate the 85 this time. Oh, but 85 penetrates the Tiger Ace. We also have a howitzer here now for the Germans. From Sturm tactics on counter barrage to try and keep Soviet artillery at bay. It's actually taking shots at the Katyushas every time they fire. And their mortars. So the Soviets have to keep mobile with their artillery.
Secure the vehicle. Location set. Begin conversion.
This is still holding much of the map. There's still this little alcove, but I'm not sure for how long. Soviets are pushing up on it. Hunsers got mowed down inside the building. That was a machine gun team, apparently. I only saw it for a brief second, anyway. So the paratroopers also around, securing the ground. A bit of a lull now, just some artillery shelling. The Tiger Ace is ready to move again. Fallschirmjägers is securing the southern flank. Another 85 has also arrived here. 85 is starting to replace the Shermans. Not sure if that's economical enough, but I guess the Soviets can just do it. Cost 115 fuel. That is actually quite costly compared to 90 fuel. It's noticeable. But it's also a good tank because the 85mm gun is just so good. Here's the Tiger Ace. Oh, it got penetrated again. Doesn't penetrate. KV-2 is pushing up. I think the Soviets are aiming to end it here if they can. They're penetrated by the Panzer IV. Little shock troops and naval infantry coming up and behind. With a stolen Panzerfaust. Oh, Panzerstrig, I mean. 85 down. Tiger is down though. M10 pushing up as well. Remember, you can keep it a little bit further back. It does have long range now. Actually penetrates, very nice. The soldiers are doing their best to try and make up some ground here. But that's just a lot of German automatic fire, I think. M10 is trying to get some shots in. Doesn't penetrate. Trying again. There we go, it penetrated there. Looks like the Soviets have to pull back again. Katyusha shots firing. But one hit's actually straight on the howitzer, almost killing it. There we go, kills the crew.
We have lost contact with a heavy tank.
And that's a lot of Soviet artillery. You can see the infantry to push up behind, but I don't have any infantry present. Oh, and that's the problem if you don't have infantry just after the artillery strike like that. We give the Germans time to recuperate. And here we see another MCHA battle group arriving alongside some more conscripts. And 85s around the map also being repaired. There's so many Soviet vehicles. KB2 is trying to push up. Not the best vehicle without any infantry support. It does have the Capitan, but I wouldn't consider them combat infantry. It's a support infantry. KB2's gonna fire. Takes out the howitzer, very smart, denying it. But Sturm needs a flank. It has not enough to cover the flanks. Still seems to work out though. Huh. Never mind, I guess something was covering it somehow. But the KV-2 might go down here. There goes. M10 is not gonna last long on its own.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of the Rodina.
And there goes the story getting penetrated. Misses. And there goes. But here comes the next wave of Soviets. Naval infantry riding tanks. Lots of Soviets just coming on. The Red Air Force flies overhead again. Here comes the MCHS with lots of Soviet infantry. I think the Soviets are preparing for a big push to make a breakthrough here. But they're marking the area. And here comes the Soviet Union. There was doing a lot of panzers here. We might have a tank engagement. Smoke is obscuring some of the armored movements. But the Soviets are moving in one by one, though. They're not moving all at once like they should over a wide area. And here comes the Soviet infantry on the flank. Oh, big push, and then the Katyusha shots are firing as well. Panzers are doing their best to hold. Panzers are actually doing a very good job here. Soviet armored push destroyed. Very good defense there from the Germans, despite everything. So that offensive actually failed from the Soviet Union. And the Soviets are now going to suffer for it. That's a lot of losses. I think the Soviets might have gotten overconfident. Very overconfident. And now the Germans can make a pushback, but the pack is still there. Takes out one of the Panzer Force. That's a bad thing. Putting high explosives very close. Katyusha shots are firing. And now the Soviets really need to just muster defense quick. They do have more armor coming up from the third player. They still have an armored presence. T-34 and Sherman heading up there. The Panzer IV might be in trouble. Yeah, there we go. Good shot from the 85. Lots of wrecked vehicles around that's still able to be operational. They're so quickly trying to salvage anything they can. Salvaging the Tiger wreck first. Smart choice. Will give you the most, I think. I didn't tell me. Oh wait, 50 fuel. That's actually a pretty good haul. I could salvage from that. Rocket's still landing. Let's see, the Soviets are still manning up more and more forces. We've got to take a little bit to recuperate from this, I think. Especially the Shock Army. The Shock Army is probably the most expensive of the Soviet commanders, I feel. Just with how shock troopers are costly and some of their vehicles. Sherman is doing his best to hold them back here. Using their 50 caliber and dual 30 caliber. Soviets are gonna try and steal these Panzer IVs, essentially. Captain just taking cover behind it at the moment. You also have some airborne forces moving around with an MG42 they've stolen. You're also doing another infantry push towards the center of the town. Doomtactic is doing a lot of assaulting, as you would expect of it. There's a lot of firepower, but the Soviet airborne is holding them back. Somewhat. At least for now. There's a lot of rifle grenades coming our way, though. Oh, something got killed here somewhere. Oh, there's a Katusha. Oh, the Fallschirmjäger is pushing up into the town. Because the Fallschirmjäger is still an ever-present threat. The good old Green Devils. And well, we have a T-34 pushing the southern flank with a flamethrower sapper on the back. Soviet airborne engineers grabbed the Panzer IV. They should start repairing it, though, I think. Yeah, the Germans are still holding on bravely. And manpower, they don't... Only the Luftwaffe has a lot of manpower at the moment. The Germans have actually been bled somewhat dry, but they're still holding on. That's another Katusha strike. Veterans are moving up here quickly, though. They wanted to kill that officer before he could call in artillery, and they managed it. Only the rating shots goes in. E-34 was also being manned. Need to get all these vehicles repaired. Here comes another Soviet push. Soviets just never stop pushing. That really is one of the more dangerous things about facing the Soviets in team games, because their strengths get elevated the more Soviets you have on the map, and they can just keep on coming. Non-stop waves. I don't know how it's being set up here by the Germans, but it might be a little bit too late, I don't know. How's the strike going in here from the Soviets? Now the T-34s and Germans are trying to get ranging shots in. Trying to gauge how much the defenses are still here. Then here comes another Soviet push. Headed towards the south of the map by the looks of it. Keep an eye on the map in case there's a push on the north. Panzer IV drawing around to try and stop it, though. Conscripts are securing ground first. Panzerjägers are waiting for an opportune target. Fallschirmjägers in the front. And the Sherman's gonna rip into the Fallschirmjägers. If they force making a push up here in the north, only one of them though. There it goes. The Shermans are just being too much here. Panzerjägers still winning on the flank. Panzer IV is doing his best here to hold them at bay, but the front of the is getting close. And they get mowed down. Mthis pushing up together. Loading high explosive shells apparently to get it. The staggered packs though. Oh, Chief Panzer IV goes down though. Not looking good.
One of our panzers has been destroyed.
Looks like the southern flank is not going to hold here for the Germans much longer. On the northern flank, the Soviets have built up for a small push. If they decide to push, of course. And the howitzer is softening up their defense. I don't think the Germans can keep this up for long. Even have the captured Panzer IV now as well. Oh boy, there's just so many Soviet weapons. And German weapons. It's just a chaotic battle, really. Oh, Panzer IV is moving too close here. I don't know if that's a good idea at all. Yeah. I think that's the opening the Soviets were waiting for. And looks like the Germans just surrender at this point. Makes sense, they've kind of been completely neutered at this point and lost a lot of their manpower. They got attrition out, and the Soviets just keep coming. So the Germans pull back. I hope you all enjoyed this chaotic battle. I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Bye bye.